Good morning, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. This is Rich again, back for your first video blog of the day for Friday, May 1st, 2015, around 5:26 in the morning, Belleville, Massachusetts. Starting off cloudy, but we'll get sunny breaks today. Highs in the 50s. This is the last day of this weather pattern. The weather pattern is going to switch, and for the next several days, 60s and 70s and warm springtime air, which is good. Some news to report. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers selected quarterback James Winslow of the Florida State as number one pick in the NFL draft. No surprise there. In the NBA playoffs, the Bulls advanced. They crushed the Bucks, and the Clippers forced Game 7 against the Spurs. And in the NHL playoffs, the Capitals and Ducks won Game 1 of their series to go up 1-0. Tonight starts a 3-game series between the Boston Red Sox and New York Yankees. And Game 6 of the NBA playoffs, the Atlanta Hawks against Brooklyn Nets on ESPN. And Game 1 of the Stanley Cup playoff second round, the Lightning against Lay Habs, and the Blackhawks against Minnesota Wild. That's about it on the news. My first video subject of the day is the return of the top 10 list of everything and anything that's been on hiatus for a couple of months, but it's back. And I'm going to be doing all 30 NBA teams for the next month or so for the top 10 list. And the first one, I'm going to profile the top 10 players of all time for the Boston Celtics, the 17-time NBA champions. The Boston Celtics have had great players over the years. This is an impressive list. A lot of players had to be left off because the Celtics had some of the greatest players of all time. Tough list to have the top 10, and some players left out, but here is the list. Number 10 on this list of the greatest Celtics players of all time is Bob Cousy. Bob played for the Celtics for 13 seasons, the Houdini of hardwood. He had 16,960 points, averaging to 18.4 points per game, 6,955 assists, averaging to 7.5 assists per game, and 4,786 rebounds, averaging to 5.2 rebounds per game. Number 9 on the all-time list is the Chief, Robert Parrish. Robert Parrish had 18,245 points as a member of the Celtics, averaging 16.5 points per game, 11,051 rebounds, averaging to 10 rebounds a game, and 1,679 assists, averaging to 1.5 assists per game. Number 8 on this list is Kevin McHale. Kevin McHale had 17,335 points, averaging to 17.9 points per game, 7,122 rebounds, 7.3 rebounds per game, and 1,670 assists, averaging about 1.7 assists per game. Number 7 on the all-time list of great Celtics players of all time, Tommy Heinsohn. Tommy had a career average of 12,194 points, averaging to 18.6 per game, 5,749 rebounds, 8.8 rebounds per game, and 1,318 assists, averaging to 2 assists per game. Number 6 on this list of the greatest Celtics players of all time, Sam Jones. Sam had 15,411 points, averaging to 17.7 points per game. He had 4,305 rebounds, averaging to 4.9 rebounds per game, and 2,209 assists, averaging to 2.5 assists per game. Number 5 on this list is the Truth, Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce had 24,421 points, 20.7 points per game, 6,651 rebounds, averaging to about 6 rebounds per game, and 4,305.5 assists, which averaging to 3.9 assists per game. Number 3 on this all-time list of greatest Celtics players of all time, Dave Cowens. Dave had 13,192 points, averaging to 18.2 2 points per game. He had 10,170 rebounds, averaging 14 rebounds per game, and 2,828 assists, 3.8 assists per game. Number 3 on this list is John Havlicek Hondo, 26,395 points, 20.8 points per game. He had 8,807 rebounds, 6.3 rebounds per game, and 6,114 assists, 4.8 assists per game. Number 2 on this list is Larry Joubert. Larry had 21,791 points, averaging to about 24.3 points per game. He had 8,974 rebounds, averaging 10 rebounds per game, and 5,695 assists, averaging to about 6.3 assists per game. And number 1 on this list is Bill Russell, center. He won 11 NBA championships in 13 seasons playing for the Boston Celtics, 14,522 points, averaging about 15.1 points per game, 21,620 rebounds, 22.5 rebounds per game, and 4,100 assists, averaging about 4.3 assists per game. That's a list. All of these players on this list have their number retired by the Celtics except one, Paul Pierce, and all of them are in the Hall of Fame except Paul Pierce, but eventually Paul Pierce is going to have his number 34 retired by the Celtics, and he's going to be in the Hall of Fame one of these days, Paul Pierce. Some of the names I had to leave off were like Casey Jones, and JoJo Light, and Don Nelson, and Reggie Lewis, and Kevin Garnett, and and Ray Allen, and Rondo, and that's about it on this list. And tomorrow I'm going to talk about the 10 greatest players in New York's Knicks history. That's about it on this video blog. Be back later, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. 2 more video blog subjects. First will be about my thoughts on Rondo, about his future as a NBA elite player, tell you about that. And the third and final video blog of the night is about Fox 35 meteorologist and traffic reporter for Good Day Orlando, Molly Rosenblunt, on first of 3 personality profiles of leggy meteorologist blondes in Orlando, Florida. Have a good day, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. And in the words of Dee Patel, last week, no boss fight.